Hey DMV residents, listen up. If you are in need of an emergency mobile locksmith service, Lockout Solutions has you covered. Lockout Solutions are based out in Waldorf, Maryland. Commercial and residential locksmith services is what they provide. So whether you need it for your home, office, personal vehicle, commercial, and company vehicles, they've got you covered. They service Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and the surrounding areas. Pick up the phone. Call them today. 240-550-2790. Once again, 240-550-2790. Or visit them on the web at dmvlockouts.net. That's dmvlockouts.net. One more time, dmvlockouts.net.
What's up, children of the Rainbow Corn? It's your girl, Christina Storm, the hostess that does the mostest. Have you ever wanted to be a part of Loose Rap, talk some shit, read some people, and get deep into a situation that's going on in the world or in the entertainment industry? Have you ever wanted to share your life lessons and how you overcame them on Reflection with Christina Storm? Yes, me, Christina Storm. Well, if you would like to, you can DM us at Loose Rap Show on Instagram and Facebook, or at Loose Rap on TikTok, or you can email us at looserapllc@gmail or at iCloud.com. I can't wait to hear from you all, and let's get into it, baby. What's up, children of the Rainbow Corn? This is Reflections with Christina Storm, and I'm your host, Christina Storm. This episode of Reflections is called Rage and Poison. They coexist together. They thrive together. And if you're not careful, they can take you out. And not just spiritually, not just mentally, not just physically, but literally take you out of this world. So let's get right into it. Rage is a violent, uncontrollable action of anger. Something where you're just blindsided. Like literally, like all you see is the target. And you're going to do anything and everything to get to the target that you're trying to destroy or hurt. And poison, as you know, is something where it could be anything. It can be something physical. It can be something that you ate. It can be anything. But when I'm talking about poison this particular time, I'm talking about the ramifications and the add-ons that rage has. You know, like when I say add-ons, I mean the physical complications that come with dealing with rage, the mental anguish that you go through when you're enraged. And if you allow it to, it can literally take you out of this world. And when I say take you out of this world, I mean that to a T. Like you can literally get yourself so enraged or so furious where your body shuts down, and it's just like you just had so much stress and turmoil and depression and sickness in your body that even though you didn't pay no attention to it, your body did. And because you were so angry, it started bringing you down. And if you know anything about anger, and it doesn't matter how big or small your anger grows to, or where you get how far you get angry, but you do notice like you feel weak afterwards. It's like you exhausted all your energy being angry. It's different when you're happy. When you're happy, you don't use all of that energy, but when you're upset or you're mad, you use energy from places that normally you wouldn't use energy from, unless you was using that part of your body, or you was just using you really needed to use it. So I go on and say that to say this. When it comes out, like I said, it is rage and poison coexist together, because without rage, you won't have poison. And also when it comes down to rage and poison can be that you're so angry and upset that you're not thinking straight, and you're taking it out on people that genuinely care about you. And I'm not talking about the people that, they say, oh, it's going to be okay or whatever, and this, that, and that. I'm talking people that genuinely care about you, where they're trying to figure out what's really going on with you. They're trying to make sure that you're okay, that your health okay, and that your mental okay, because they don't like this side of you. And 9 times out of 10, there's somebody that actually seen that side of you and understand that this ain't where they want you to be, let alone want to even see you like this. I have a prime example of rage, and it's laughable now, but it wasn't like when I thought about it and finally broke it down. It's not a laughable situation. I'm just gonna say I had a situation growing up where me and my mother and sister, we just was not getting along, and it led to a point. I can't go really in detail because they're not here to discuss it with me, but it led to, I had so much anger, not anger, I had so much fury, and fury is nothing but lesser version of rage. It is a downgrade from rage. I had so much fury and anger towards them, and I had anger towards myself, because I was confused at that age during the time, and I was about to go into high school. I was very confused, like what was going on with me, who I was, and why I wasn't getting the type of love that I wanted around me, and why didn't I get the type of acceptance that I wanted around me, and why I'm always getting double teamed on when it come down to me not doing something right, like, and it built up a lot, like, and then too, I had a lot of daddy issues and stuff, what I'm saying, and it just was this ball of fire. When I say fire, it was this ball of fire that just erupted. Like, it was like literally, imagine like 10 volcanoes erupting at the same time. And there's nothing, you having 10 volcanoes, about 6 damn hurricanes, 12 damn tsunamis, 5 tidal waves, 20 earthquakes, and 100 comets coming at you all at once. That's what it felt like, letting it out. And it became that rage inside of me. It definitely destroyed some things within me and my sister and my mother. And that's where the poison comes in at. Because it doesn't matter what you think, what I'm saying, how much you think you can control it, and the ripples that it causes in other people's lives. Because sometimes you don't even think that this shit gonna cause problems or ripples in other people's lives, but it does. So when you realize that you have that type of anger in you, to where you become dangerous not only to yourself but to the people around you, because rage is dangerous. Rage is something where you're uncontrollable. You can't be held back. Your target is your target, and until you get your target or get what you need to get done, all you see is red, or all you see is black, and there's nothing that's going to deter you, or nothing somebody can say, or no bullet. And that's where, if you see, if you ever seen movies where the killer, or like like somebody really, really mad, they could be getting hit with everything. They could be getting hit with bullets, pots, pans, cars, and everything, and the motherfuckers just don't get hurt, or they just bounce that shit off and keep going to their target. And that's rage. That's true rage. You know, I can't even say honesty myself. Now there are steps that I read up on, but me myself, I have yet to fully learn how to control that side of me, because still, and it's just me being real, you know what I'm saying? And this is what I preach. This is what I preach about on Loose Rap. This is what I preach about here. Is being your authentic self. Me being my authentic self is me telling you this, that I still have anger issues. I still have issues that I haven't dealt with that has rage connected to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not easy holding it back. You can hold it back, but it's not good. I will definitely tell you this: it is not good to hold it back, because pieces of their rage inflames when you get upset with something else. I will definitely say that. But I have learned these, and I do agree with these 3 steps that I did find that are supposed to help you with your rage. Because I mean, like, a lot of times, or just help you with your anger. I can't just focus this on rage, but this is what the topic is about. These will help you with your anger, and especially this last thing. This last thing, it will help not only with your anger but with depression. So the steps to getting rid of rage or anger, because they don't coexist together, because rage is a whole nother form, another entity in itself. But I'm just going to say rage and anger. Take time out. Take you a peaceful step away from whatever it is or whoever it is. And I'm gonna tell you this, and this is me being real. You know, people don't like this. When people arguing, and especially if they the type of person that like to argue or like to get their point across and then walk away. Those are the people that you got to be very leery of, especially if you know you have rage within you, because they will provoke you, and it will be too late for them, and they don't even know. Trust me, I had. Trust me, I'm telling you to trust me, because I know it's been many people that I was like, you don't know the monster, you don't even know the demon that you trying to let out right now, because you pushing me, and I'm trying to walk away, and I'm trying to be ladylike about it. But you keep pushing me, and you keep coming in my space as I walk away. Now, when I let this demon out on your ass, then you're going to be crying bitch and everything out. You're going to be crying wolf and all that other shit. And I ain't got time for it, because you cry wolf on me, I'm going to explode on your ass. But I will say this. Taking time out does help. I didn't give you that example for no reason, because taking time out does help. There are situations like the one I just said that sometimes, bitch, you just gotta let that shit go. And a lot of times, when you let go a lot. And it don't even, majority of the shit don't be the shit that the person did to you. You just letting that shit go because you got an opportunity to let it go, honey. Shoot, you may have had this little thing, but this damn big ass Thanksgiving table full of shit you letting out on this motherfucker right here. You may have a wing and a biscuit, and then you decide to take a family pack meal and let that motherfucker go on their ass, because you just like, shit, you want to push it, okay, I'm gonna push it, and I'm gonna spill that volcano lava over on your ass, bitch. That's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, so take time. Taking time out, taking a breather, And when I say this, like I had a situation with a friend where they were so stressed out where I don't know what their anger level is. I don't know how angry they can get and how destructive they can get when they get angry. But it don't seem like they can get that. They can't get to the level I can. It seems like so. It seems as though like they get angry, hold it in, and then when they get upset, they want to curse and all that other shit, like some basic shit. But this person called me one day and I said, like, just get out the house. Get out the house. Drive around. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, y'all. My nose, I'm itching. I'm not itching, but you know when you got stuff in your nose and you try not to sneeze, but you need to sneeze. So take time out. And when I say take time out, I mean literally get out of the situation. Get away from the situation. Like, if you got a car, you get in your car. Even if you're just getting in your car and sitting in your car and turning on music, is you getting out of the situation and locking your door so nobody can come in and talk to you and let you calm down. Do that. Or do what I told my friend, is get in the car, drive somewhere. Get you something to drink or go get you something to snack on. And if you don't want that, at least get your bottle of water. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're outside, you know what the fuck's going to happen. Get you some water, go to the park, walk around. You ain't got to talk to nobody. You just walk around and ease your mind. That is one of the biggest things that you could ever do for yourself. Especially when you're on a level where you're about to be destructive. Because when you hit that rage level, you're not thinking about shit. And that's just God all the truth. You're not thinking about shit. You just thinking about that one thing that pissed you off, and it's just replaying over and over in your mind in different ways. And when I say different ways, I mean that motherfucker got so many damn mini-series connected to that shit. It may have his main series. It may have a prequel series. It may have a future series, but bitch, that shit got multiple mini-series connected to that bitch, and it just be replaying different ways in your mind, and that's what builds up that fury, because that fury and that rage. So yeah, take some time out, because if you don't, the poison aspect of not taking some time out is you're gonna lash out or you're gonna say some shit and you're gonna hurt somebody. Cause when you're enraged, you don't give a fuck. If you're truly enraged and not faking that shit, you really don't give a fuck what come out your mouth, how you say it, and when you say it, and who's around when you say it. You also don't care who you hurt, how you hurt them, and if anybody knows about it or anybody around to see it. Because you're not, you know what I'm saying? So that's where the poison aspect of not taking time comes into play. Don't hold a grudge. The reason why I said this is because I learned this lesson the hard way. Because I'm just gonna tell you a story. When I was born in DC. I was raised in DC and Maryland, and went to high school in Virginia. But when I left my mother's house, I wound up meeting this person, and whoop-de-woo, time passed or whatever. The bitch did me wrong or whatever, and time passed, and I seen this person, and I seen this person in a KFC. And even though I wasn't working at KFC, I was working somewhere else. And I was doing really good, like where I was at. I was doing way better than I know they was doing. So, I seen them at the KFC. And instantly, it was like fire. Like, I was getting hot. I felt anger and darkness in places I ain't never felt it before. And it was because I did not, even though it had been, Lord knows how many years since I seen this person. It just, like, when I say enraged, I could have literally jumped over the counter. But I had to think about it. when I got home, I thought about it. No, actually, it wasn't even when I got home. I was on the bus. I was on the bus with who was I with that day? I think it was with my boyfriend, because we always went to Robinson Mall and went to the KFC and all, and went after we went to the movies or went to the KFC, go walk around the mall and go to KFC and sit down. So I think I was with him because we was on the bus because I wasn't driving at the time, and I was like, that was the queen that I stayed with on I Street, and I wound up having to pay all that damn money out my checks for months just to make sure I paid the rent off, and sometimes I was a couple of days late on paying my mother her rent because that's what I was doing, was paying it off. And then when I finally sat down and thought about the situation, why was I holding on to that? It wasn't doing nothing for me. If anything, it was breaking me down. Like, it wasn't making me a better person. You know what I'm saying? And then they got their just due because they working at KFC where I'm making good coin at the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm making good coin where I was at. I was at, where was that at? Actually, I wasn't working, but that damn Social Security, that disability check at the time, and the fact that I was getting like unemployment and stuff, that shit was looking good. Now, mind you, I had worked at a lot of big name clothing stores and things prior to me having to get on disability. So, if I was getting disability, that check was nice. But also, them unemployment checks from them good ass stores, coins I was getting from them good name brand stores I was working at, they were even nicer. So I was doing good, you know what I'm saying? Plus, I had to be out of work anyway because during that time I was recovering from my situation being in the hospital for 6 months. So I'm like, I'm doing good. It's nothing that she can do or say to me or have done where I haven't overcame it. And that's where the poison from, that's where the good thing from the situation happened, but the poison came from the fact that I allowed this person to hold space in my mind and in my spirit to where they angered me just at the sight of them, and they may not even recognize me because it had been some years, and I wasn't on hormones back then, so they may not have even recognized me, but I recognized them before I even got to the counter to order my food. I recognized them when I hit that second door, and that's where the poison come in, because not only did I instantly recognize them, but I instantly flamed up. And Lord knows I played that shit off very well. But I definitely believe during that time that if she would have said something to me, it would have been curtains because of how angry I was. So don't hold any grudges because they don't do anything. You just holding on to things and holding on to negative things that's basically eating your spirit up. When you could be doing other things, you know what I'm saying? You could be focusing on other things. You could be holding on to the fact that you just got $1 million deal for a business that you know what I'm saying, that you started. Or, you know what I'm saying, or you got a new job, or you got a new car. Hold on to that type of stuff in your spirit. Hold on to good things. Hold on to positive things in your spirit. You know. The third one, release it into something positive. And I'm a big advocate for this. And it's not just about rage. This is about anger. This is why I said. This third one ties into anger, depression, and rage. Because for me, when I get angry or when I feel like I'm falling into that dark space of depression, because, you know, we have those moments. Everybody have those moments. And especially now that I know how this is my way of trying to tame the demon and that be trying to infuriate me and make me deal with that rage that I got inside of me. To tame that beast, I I put that negative energy and all that anger into something else because this thing, honestly, I'm gonna tell you this. When you are the happiest or when you are the maddest at the world or just down and out, your best work come out of it. When I say your best work, that means if you're a cook or you're a chef and you just overly joy because some good shit happened to you, that's when your best food come out. When you're angry, it may be when you're a chef, your food be spicy as a motherfucker because you put in that anger into it. But your food be spicy as hell unless you just one of them people like me. Like I like spicy food, so a lot of times I gotta tone the spices down because I like hot food. I like spicy food. I like hot food. I like seasoned food. So a lot of times people tell me like, "Yo, this joint real spicy." Bitch, you knew who you was messing with. This ain't because I was mad. This because I like spicy food. But then when I'm cooking now and when I'm cooking for other people, I try to make sure I tone down the spice. But, or say that you are a singer. Mary J. Blige is a prime example of being angry or mad or depressed and making some bomb ass music. Cause when I'm gonna say this, when she happy, that shit don't be sounding right to me. She slid by a hair. She slid by a thin, very, very strand with I'm Fine. But when she was angry and when she was upset and depressed, she turned all of that and turned it into her music. And that has been some of her best, if not her best music. Because she focused all of that and turned it into something positive. And that positive gave her 1,000-fold more than what, the negativity would have given her. Just like with me, like, y'all may not know this, but it be days where I be sitting here like, what? Because of this pandemic and the fact that things is kind of rough, and I ain't gonna say pinching pennies, but my bills getting paid on time, but shit, I ain't able to do the shit that I'm used to doing, like going out having a good time, you know what I'm saying, and going to buy me new clothes or whatever, and going out with my dogs and taking them out places because I can't really do that like I want to because you gotta be careful out here. They can get it too. So a lot of times when I do these shows, I make sure everything that I'm feeling at that time, it turns into a positive, and I try my best to give you the best that I could possibly give you at that time. Sometimes it don't work out like I want to because it don't have nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with this technology and everything else sometimes. And I ain't got the brain cells or the knowledge to fix the technical stuff. I do the best that I can, but I can't do it all the time. But yeah, you turn all of that anger and fury into something positive, and put it into even if you don't do what I just explained, get you a diary or a journal and express everything that you want, that you need to say, or how you feel, or the situation that's going on, and how you dealt with it, and how you feel about it in that journal or diary. And I guarantee you, not only will you not feel tired or weak afterwards, you're going to be emotional because you're going to be crying and some more shit. And them pages going to have some tears and some stories to tell, honey. But you're going to feel better. You're going to slowly feel better because you got it out. And then and this is good too for those who can't express themselves like me. When I'm angry, don't let me have gotten no tea on you. And I'm not going to, if it's people around, I'm not going to spill the tea that would deface your character with them or deface your credibility with them. I'm gonna do that shit I'm gonna do that shit behind closed doors. But don't let me have some tea that you told me about their asses, because when I'm enraged, that code goes out the window, bitch. You pushed me to a point where I was enraged, which means that you done did some shit, because I'm not the type of bitch that sit there and just pop off just to pop off. You have to have done some nasty trifling gutter butt trifling ass shit to me, or you have had to constantly push my button, and it just like, you know how like females and men do it. I can't say just females and men do it, because you know we got the gay boys. And straight men do it to other straight men. You know how like you be sitting there and you be with your dude, and this girl, you know this girl like your dude, but you really not paying her no attention until she sit there and, you know, you could deal with her flirting or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But until that flirting become a little bit too much and she trying to get her to touch him and all in his personal space and all the things and all that stuff, and you be like, I'm giving you 5 motherfucking seconds, bitch. And I'm gonna count down to step the fuck off. That type of situation. You know. Oh, shit, I had a flashback. I had a flashback over there, honey. Baby. But yeah, release that stuff into something. Because it's no good holding it in. Excuse me for the yarn. That shit, that I mean, when you think about shit like that, you be like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? It does kind of drain you. But moving on to our quotes to remember, because I'm snorting like a damn pig, and it's because it's cold in my house. Quotes to remember for this week: holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. This quote comes from Buddha. I'm going to call him a prophet. The prophet Buddha. The world-renowned known Buddha. And this is true. Because a lot of times when you have this anger and fury, yeah, some people know. But a lot of times it can be that's like in a situation for me, it was something that I had overthought and something that I put my own thoughts and my own beliefs behind it, and it just wasn't what it was. And you hold on to so much anger and frustration, and sometimes you never get it resolved when it's supposed to be resolved, and then that turns into fury because you really mad at this motherfucker now because them motherfuckers don't want to talk to you, or you don't want to talk to them, and because you don't know the full story, or you just got your shit wrong, and then that shit turns into rage, and then it's uncontrollable because now you just like, it's on sight. You know what I'm saying? It's on sight. And they don't know shit. They living their lives, and this whole time you've been poisoning yourself, and all this anger that you've been holding in has been trickling down into how you maneuver in your own life and blocking some of your blessings and things, you know. So you have to be careful with that. That's what Buddha was saying, was that these motherfuckers living on that with their life and don't even know half the time what's going on with you, and or you thought you was doing something bad by being angry and shit, and the whole time this motherfucker flourishing while you sitting there. You may be flourishing on the physical realm, but in the spiritual, mental, and health realm, you just deteriorating right in front of your own eyes without even knowing. You know, rage. This second quote to remember for this week: rage is poison and infects your mind, your body, mind, and spirit like a parasite. It eats slowly away at you, at your soul, till you fade away into the darkness that you created. I'm going to read this again because this is deep, and I'm going to tell you who it come from, and y'all going to be surprised, but it did come from this person. Rage is a poison that infects your body, mind, and spirit like a parasite. It eats slowly away at your soul till you fade away into the darkness that you created. This quote comes from me because I know firsthand what rage can do. I can't go in that story right now because I'm gonna get emotional, but I'm just gonna say this I understand what rage is due to the situation of me and my father's situation. So it would eat, and when I say it would eat away at you, and it would sit in you and eat away at you, not only your physical body, but your mental self, your spiritual self, and your emotional self, to where you are unrecognizable to your own self, not just to the world, but to your own self, and you wind up basically taking yourself out due to the stresses that you have dealing with this rage. That you find yourself in a dark place where nothing and no one, not even your spiritual beliefs, can bring you out of, unless you want to come out of. Unless you, I need to emphasize that, unless you want to come out of. And it won't be easy. It just won't. It just won't be easy. But those are our quotes to remember. I want y'all to remember this, because this country has so much anger in it right now. And when I say this country, I mean the people within it. It has so much anger, so much rage, untapped in rage that a lot of people don't even know about. And a lot of people don't even know why they even have the rage. But it's so much anger and rage and fury in this country towards people of color, people that are not of color, people of the same sex, people who are trans, people who are just a part of the LGBTQ community altogether, people who are disabled, people who are disenfranchised, people that are less off than others. We have to get it together, because our rage, if you're not paying attention to our country and the world, all of this anger is tearing this world apart. And I'm not just talking about the country, I'm talking about the world. Really don't just look at the news, because yes, the news can be very depressing. That's one reason why I rarely look at the news, maybe like once a week, if that, for real. But really research what's going on right now, because all this hate, all of this anger, all of this pent up fury and rage is destroying the world around you. And not only destroying the world around you, but because we're destroying the world around us and causing ripples into this world and into this dimension, or whatever you want to call it, we're causing ourselves to deteriorate, and we don't even see it happening. So I thank you all. I really do. This one is another one that hit home. I say that all the time, but this one really does, especially when it comes down to rage and anger, because like I said, I'm not cookies and cream, and I'm not sugar and spice and everything nice. I do still have anger issues. Like, I really do. Like, I'm not scared to say that. I'm not scared to say anything. I'm not scared to tell the truth. I still have anger issues. You know what I'm saying? And I work on them every day. With all the help that I have, and I'm going to say this. If it's that bad for you, and you know it's that bad, go get help. For me, certain things that I learned helped me, but the whole process itself did not help me. But the fact that I was able to go and talk to somebody and find ways to alleviate or to let out my anger have really helped me. So I would never say don't go get help, because that's just like telling an alcoholic that's about to die, because if they take one more cup, you go ahead and just do what you're going to do. No, go get help. It's okay, Black people, to go and seek mental counseling. Shit, they force you as a trans woman or trans man to go get mental counseling before you take any surgery. And you can know in your heart, body, and soul that this is what you want, and you know you mentally sane and everything. But they force you to do they don't force you to do it, but they tell you to do it because they need you to know after the surgery, shit don't change except for your body part. Shit don't change. Your mental don't change. So if you going in there and you thinking that you getting your breast done is going to change the way your mental is, it don't change that much. It don't change. I ain't gonna say it don't change. I'm just gonna say this. It don't change that much. You may feel a little bit more confident. You may feel a little bit more fishy. You may feel more manly if you done got the top surgery to where you alleviate the breast. You know, but it doesn't change much. If you fucked up mentally, you're gonna be fucked up mentally after the surgery. So, please, y'all, I implore y'all to follow those steps, at least the steps that I agree with, especially that last one. Put it into something positive. There's too many things going on in this world where we should not be holding on to this much anger. I do believe this. Our world around us is tearing apart and getting ripped from under our feet. But if we can come together as a whole human race, and maybe this has to be country by country, but eventually I do believe if we can come together as a whole human race, this shit we can keep everything that was given to us, and also we can change what history has written when it comes down to hate, when it comes down to law, everything. And it all starts with the anger and rage that we have, not only within ourselves, but what we've been taught and what has been spewed out into the media. So again, I thank you all for watching. I am Christina Storm, your hostess that does the mostest, baby. And this was Reflections with Christina Storm. And I'm out.